Okay, so here we go. Internet book club meeting. Yep. I have a lot of crap surrounding me. I am already disappointed at how not organized I am. I have a lot of things that I will probably never even touch or look at while I'm making this video. But oh well, that's what I do. So yeah, I'm not really big on making something like this perfect, so I do have some notes, so there will be some structure, but I'm not editing this. I'm not adding sound effects, gadgets, GIFs, stickers, Snapchat filters. I'm not adding any of that crap. I just want to talk about the book and some other awesome things, ideas that I have for our book club that we're a part of, because we're totally a part of a book club, you guys. Anyways, so my notes. Okay, so I know it's June 2nd, but so we kind of, well, I mean, it's only the 2nd. That's not bad. I was gonna say we should already be reading our June book, but the 2nd is fine. Not a ton of people have voted, but it looks like you guys are wanting to read Nobody's Cuter Than You by Melanie Shankle. And it's really funny because whenever I asked for suggestions, this was actually Natalie's suggestion because she was hoping it would make her finish it. And I was like, what is this book? I've never even heard of this book. But then I looked it up. I'm just going to read you this, because if you haven't looked it up already, pretty great. Alright, so on the product description on Amazon, it says, there's nothing as precious in life as a friend who knows you and loves you in spite of yourself. Yet over the last couple of decades, we've substituted the joy of real friendship with cheap imitations. We settle for community on Facebook and Twitter and a series of text messages that allow us to communicate with someone without the commitment. We like each other's beautifully filtered photos on Instagram and delude ourselves into believing we have a community. But real friendship requires effort. It's showing up, laughing out loud, and crying hard. It's forgiving and loving and giving the benefit of the doubt. It's making a casserole, doing a carpool pickup, and making sure she knows those cute shoes are 50% off. Written in the same comedic style as the New York Times bestseller Sparkly Green Earrings and The Antelope in the Living Room, Nobody's Cuter Than You is a laugh-out-loud look at the special bond that exists between friends and a poignant celebration of all the extraordinary people God had the good sense to bring into our lives at exactly the right moments. From the friendships we develop over a lifetime to the ones that wounded us and the ones that taught us to love better, Melanie Shankle reveals the influence our friends have on who we were, who we are, and who we will become. And on a day when our jeans feel too tight, our chins have decided to embrace hormone-related acne reminiscent of our teen years, and our kids have tested the limits of our sanity, they are the ones who will look at us and say, nobody's cuter than you. Come on. I'm not crying. You're crying. Anyways, it sounds really good and really heartwarming and relevant. So I am very excited to read that. So, Nobody's Cuter Than You, Melanie Shankle. Get going. I think it's going to be very, very good. And, like, we're totally going to have that book club meeting because talking about that, talking about our friendships, like, I feel like we probably have a lot to say, you guys. We probably have a lot to say. I mean, you guys didn't pick the new David Sedaris book, but it's fine. I forgive you. I forgive you. It's fine. It's fine. If you haven't read any of David Sedaris' books, I highly recommend you read any of them. Just grab one and read it. You will love it. He is hilarious, kind, charismatic. That's the word I was looking for. Entertaining. It's another good one for David Sedaris. But even though we are not officially reading for our book club his new book that's coming out, Theft by Finding, which are his memoirs, diary entries. He usually writes essays, so it very well could be essays. I don't know. either way, even though it's not our official book club selection, I'm definitely still going to buy it and read it on the side. And if you guys would like to, also, I already highly recommend it because I love his stuff. And Wednesday, June 14th, 7 o'clock p.m. to 10 p.m., they're having the book signing at Guthrie Green, and he will be here in town. He's been to Tulsa many times before. When I used to work at Barnes & Noble, we hosted him a couple of times, and he is a delight. Like, he is lovely. I love him. Part of why I buy his books is because of who he is, because he's just so wonderful and so nice. Anyways, tickets are $28, and that includes a copy of the book and a ticket to get your book signed by him. And $28 is the list price of the book, so I mean, you're basically paying for the book at face value and also getting it signed, and also hanging out at Guthrie Green, where there's going to be music, food trucks, awesome June evening weather. So I'm probably going to go. I know a couple of you have also said you're going to go, but I'm definitely going because that just sounds awesome, and he's great. So I'm going to go to that. If you do want to go and you want to buy tickets, I posted the little Facebook event page on our group page, and you can get tickets through there. There's like another link if you visit that event page. Anyways, oh, another thing, another idea I had. Kind of want to start a second book club, but this one is specific. I'm calling it the Big Books Book Club, and I think it would be fun to have a book club where we read like giant books. I really like blowing through a giant book. They're usually like very encompassing and very consuming, and what other synonyms I can think of for consuming. I don't know, I can't think. I'm just gonna drink some more of my little cocktail I've got here. Oh man. The more I drink of it, the more tequila I find at the bottom, and it's really great. It's tequila, sparkling pink lemonade, and some V8 strawberry kiwi juice. So I mean, it's healthy. It's fine. It's totally healthy. So anyways, oh, Big Books Book Club. Right now I am diving into It by Stephen King. It is giant. I knew it was giant, but I didn't remember accurately how giant. My boss and great friend and fellow book club member Addie is a huge Stephen King fan. She knows all the best stuff about Stephen King. She probably knows all the worst stuff too, but chooses not to share it because of her unwavering devotion. But she was talking about how she is currently rereading this. Yeah, she's already read it once, at least once. And I was like, oh man, I remember that was like the movie we used to watch at sleepovers when I was younger. And so I was watching it again, and just hearing Addie talk about it, I really... Stella? Stella interrupted me. Don't come in here being cute. I'm busy. I kind of want to show you guys my cat, but I'm going to totally stay focused and not be distracted by my morbidly obese and soft and loving, chirpy, purring cat. Let me just show you. Stella, come here. Come here. She ran off. And she shut the door behind her somehow? Like, the door is shut. I don't know how she got in. She, like, came in and then, like, pushed it shut. I don't know. She's creepy smart. Anyway, so, Big Book Book Club. I am reading it. It is super amazing already. Super horrifying already, and I'm like not even 100 pages in. This thing is almost 1,200 pages. Like, look at this. This is my head. It's almost as big as my head, you guys. It's like jawline to cheekbone. Gigantic. And it's kind of weird to hold, but it's worth it. It's so great. It's so great. Anyway, so if you would be interested in doing something like the Big Book Book Club, Zunis Book Club will still exist, but we will also have the Big Book Book Club, where we read books. I looked at different books that I have around the house, and I am qualifying a big book as a book that is 600 pages or more, because my favorite book of all time, East of Eden, guess how many pages it was? 601. So 600 pages or more. And I figure we could probably meet like every 3 months. We'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll hate it. I don't know. But if you guys feel like tackling some like big books like that just for fun and cruising through them and talking about them, and yeah, I think it would be fun. You should let me know. I really wish I was into video editing, because I feel like I should edit a lot of my yammering out. Anyways, okay, Big Book Book Club, blah blah blah. Okay, on to Borne. On to Borne, you guys. So, I am a big fan of Jeff Vandermeer because of this amazing, legendary gem. Oh, it's like super warped and everything because I've like carried it through various rainstorms when I was like stuck downtown in jury duty, and it was a nightmare. But I read a ton of this and it was really great. So this one it says that it's called like Area X because this is actually all 3 books into one. And I am halfway through the second book, which I think is Acceptance. Yeah. Annihilation is the first one. Acceptance, and I know, I can hear you yelling it at me. That's gonna bug me. What is it? Annihilation, Acceptance. No, Annihilation, Authority, and Acceptance. I'm halfway through Authority. That's right, because it's all about the psychologist. Oh, who is great. Okay, so anyways, I knew I really wanted to read Borne because I've been trekking through the Southern Reach trilogy, and it is twisty, turny, awesome, dark, creepy, amazing, wonderful, smart. Ugh. So good. Just, I love it. I love it. And Laura and we were getting drinks one night and we were talking all about it, and she like pulled out her notebook with like all of her notes and questions, and all of her notes and questions made me like just question so much. Like it's super crazy and it's super weird and like twisty and it's definitely like thrilling. It is thrilling. So whenever I saw that this little thing came out, and it wasn't a trilogy, it's one book in and of itself, I was like, holy crap, I bet this is amazing too. And hang on, I gotta backtrack. I have like a whole timeline thing that I wrote here because with like reading this book and this book, I'm having like a worlds colliding thing, and it is absolutely amazing. So, as I was talking about how great the Southern Reach trilogy is, the first book, Annihilation, is actually being turned into a movie, and it is supposed to come out sometime next year. And I like just hearing that news alone, I was like, oh my god, yes. And then whenever I heard, I'm like getting chills talking about it already, that Alex Garland was writing the screenplay and directing it, I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, let me just take you back for a second. Okay, it's the year 2000, February 2000. I'm not even 12 years old, and a little movie called The Beach came out. Super weird, super dark, super trippy, but it had Leonardo DiCaprio in it. Like, what 11-year-old girl doesn't want to watch a Leonardo DiCaprio movie, especially when it's called The Beach? Like, he's probably running around with his shirt off and he's all tan and like sweaty. Anyways, so I watched it not knowing a lot about it. I just knew Leonardo DiCaprio was in it, and I was confused. It was really weird, but it was also so amazing. So amazing. Like, that movie, it doesn't make, it's weird, but it totally like has contributed to a lot of who I am as a person, because it was the first like dark and twisty thing that I ever really loved in my life, and I was obsessed with it. I bought the soundtrack. I listened to that soundtrack all the time. I still listen to that soundtrack. I love it. It's weird. But so The Beach is actually a novel that Alex Garland wrote, and then it was directed by Danny Boyle, who is really great at like kind of thrilling, cerebral, dark and twisty stuff. And the guy who wrote the screenplay was John Hodge, who also did Trainspotting and Trance with James McAvoy, which if you haven't seen it, it's worth it. It was weird. I loved it. So yeah, Alex Garland wrote The Beach. Danny Boyle is like, hey, I'm going to make a movie out of this. I'm going to direct it. And like John Hodge is like, yeah, I'm going to do a screenplay. I've done Trainspotting. Everybody loves me. And then after that, Alex Garland went on to write the movie 28 Days Later. He went on to write Sunshine, both of which Danny Boyle also directed. And so they obviously like formed some kind of awesome friendship or whatever. And then Ex Machina, which was written and directed by Alex Garland, was so good. So good. If you didn't see Ex Machina, oh man, I highly recommend it. It's so amazing. So amazing. So then I hear this amazing book, Annihilation, which I really, really love. They're making it into a movie. Oh my god. Alex Garland is writing it. Oh my god. Alex Garland is directing it. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, me and Alex Garland should probably be good friends. We'd probably get along. Or he'd be terrifying. He might be terrifying, actually. But so I'm really, really excited, and I got a lot of this great news actually from Sam. I know her as Sam. In our group, it's a Samantha Murray. Her boyfriend, Adam Chitwood, is actually a writer for Collider, which is a really popular like entertainment website, and he gets to do all kinds of fun stuff and like travel around and go to film festivals and interview celebrities, and he's super cool, super great guy, like really intelligent, really knows his stuff. He actually wrote an article about Annihilation, and I will post it in the comments, but you should really read it because it's awesome. And Jeff Vandermeer isn't very involved in the filmmaking or the writing. Like, he's just letting Alex Garland kind of take the reins. But you can read in Adam's article Jeff Vandermeer's reaction to what he's seen so far. He's like, I mean, it's crazy. Like, Alex Garland's vision is insane. Like, we really needed an anchor. Like, watching it, he's like saying that like their bodies felt sore afterwards after watching it, and like it's really, I'm really excited about it. So that article, it's a really quick read. I will put it in the comments so you guys can read it, and I think you should. So anyways, on to Borne, Jeff Vandermeer's latest novel, I really, really loved this book. I didn't love it as much as I thought I would because, I mean, I'm like reeling off of Crazy Dark Southern Reach trilogy, and so I kind of thought that this was going to be in the same vein. Lots of twists, lots of turns, lots of like, oh my god, this is so weird and dark. But this was actually a really kind of humanist, I would say. I don't know if I'm using the word that I actually want to use, but it was very focused on all of the different relationships that were involved in this story, and I sat down one day and I read this I almost read it cover to cover in one sitting, and I had to stop myself because it was like May 3rd or something, and I was like, I'm not gonna have anything to read. I'm gonna forget all the things I want to talk about if I just read it all in one sitting. So I chilled out on it a bit, and I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't finished it yet. So if there's like some big, crazy, dark, twisty turn at the very end, like, I've got no clue. I didn't see the end of Fight Club until like 3 years ago, you guys, and like I have really bad luck with like missing really good twists and stuff in stories, so I'm trying to get over that. But yeah, I really, really loved Borne. There's a lot of imagery. It was much more poetic, I thought, than the Southern Reach trilogy. I wrote down some of my favorite things. Also, first of all, like, if I didn't know of Jeff Vandermeer, if I hadn't read any of his other stuff, reading the synopsis, like, dystopian world, giant bear, like, I would have been like, okay, this sounds cheesy, whatever. But he made it work. Like, freaking Mord, I love Mord. He's terrible, but you also kind of feel bad for him, like Godzilla. Like, when they were gonna kill Godzilla's babies, you were also kind of like, I mean, it's just an animal trying to live. Poor Mord. Those proxies, man. Screw those proxies. But yeah, so, Jeff Vandermeer was also on Science Friday, which I listened to. And he was talking about growing up in Fiji. He spent a lot of his childhood living in the Fiji Islands, and like as soon as I read that, I was like, of course he did. Because like all of the Southern Reach trilogy is, I mean, it's got like a jungle feel, and Borne has like a tropical kind of jungle feel. And some of my favorite lines that he wrote down, like he says, Borne sometimes smells like vanilla or sea mist and passion flowers. Young Mord is well groomed and smells like jasmine. I just love that. It's good imagery. I love it. I love it. But yeah, I was really swept up in Borne, and I really loved it. And then I'm going to finish it. And then probably reread it, because I really loved it. I don't know how I feel about Wick. I can't tell if I love or hate him. I want to understand him, but I don't so far. Anyways, alright, I'm rambling. So yeah. I really liked this book. That's all I have to say about that. Alright. I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about. I don't remember. Alright, so, Melanie Schenkel, Nobody's Cuter Than You, reading it for a real June read. Big Book Book Club. Big Books Book Club. Think about that. Let me know your thoughts. David Sedaris event. If you want to go, I'm going. A couple of you guys have said you're going. Pretty sure Jesse's going to go if I make him go. Yeah. Oh, and Adam's article, you should totally read it and watch all of Alex Garland stuff and Danny Boyle stuff. It'd be a good little movie marathon. Trippy and weird. Like I like. Okay. I'm sure I'll think of other things I wanted to say because I'm never done talking, but... Oh, my birthday's coming up. I don't really care about that, though. Turning 29. It's not that exciting. I just want to be in my 30s already. This tequila is going to make me feel like I'm in my 30s already. It's fine. Okay, well, if you actually watched this video, thank you. And if you actually watched all of it, thank you too. Yeah. All right. Thanks for being awesome. I have good friends. Okay, bye!